Oh, he's holding a press conference. Surely he will not bring up tariffs or lies about Canada. And I bet he's about to apologize for calling Canada the 51st state.
Canada, by the way, imposes a 250 to 300% tariff on many of our dairy products. They do the first can of milk. They do the first little carton of milk at a very low price, but after...
Well, that was a load of garbage. The US brands I'll highlight don't do anything for the Canadian economy or Canadian jobs. They just ship their products across the border. Here are 25 American brands we need to boycott as soon as possible. Canadians love coffee, but it is time to give Maxwell House the boot. This brand is made in the USA and imported by Kraft Heinz. Instead, buy better tasting Canadian roasted options like Zavidia from Concord, Ontario, Balzac's from Stratford, Ontario, and the 49th Parallel from Vancouver, BC. Frosted Flakes are made in the US and are on grocery store shelves in Canada. Their mascot, Tony the Tiger, famously says, "They're great!" But it should be, they're gone from Canadian shopping carts. As an alternative, try Rogers 5-grain granola raspberry almond blend, made in British Columbia, Alpen Muesli, and Post Cranberry Almond Crunch, made in Niagara Falls. Formerly known as Mrs. Dash, maybe her children took it over, these spices are produced in America. Fortunately, there is no need to buy them, and there are several all-Canadian options. Clubhouse and McCormick are made in London, Ontario. A Spice Affair products are made in Montreal. And your local grocery store may also have house brands that aren't made in the US. Just be sure to check the label. Kool-Aid is produced in the US in drinkable pouches and sent across the border to Canadians.
Oh yeah!
More like, oh, no thanks. Sunripe, Almonds, and Oasis all produce juice boxes made in Canada and are made with actual juice and not just sugar. Swanson's is known for their TV dinners, but they also produce pot pies in America. They ship them to Canada, and it even says inspected for wholesomeness by the US Department of Agriculture on the front of the package. Should we trust the USDA with our food? I don't. As a substitute, try Swiss Chalet, St. Hubert, and Yorkshire Valley Farms. Twizzlers are another American manufactured food product sold in Canada. Consumers may think this is a licorice snack, but there's actually no licorice in the red ones. In fact, they are made primarily of corn syrup, wheat flour, sugar, and artificial flavors. If you want a Canadian option, buy Sweet 16 from Laval, Quebec, Hewer from Langley, BC, and Cottage Country from Burlington, Ontario. Spam is a delicacy made by Hormel Foods based in Minnesota. If Canadians are looking for a can of salty meat scraps, there's plenty of local options. Maple Leaf produces canned ham. There's Click, which is basically the Canadian version of Spam, made by Maple Leaf as well, and house brands are available, like Western Family. As I mentioned in a previous video, Mott's Clamato is made in the US and imported to Canada. Well, their applesauce is too. Boycott it. Support applesauce made in Canada, including Apple Snacks from Franklin Center, Quebec, and house brands like LifeSmart and Compliments. When I was at the grocery store recently, I noticed that every type of Chips Ahoy cookies is made in the USA. In the mid-2010s, Mondelez International, who owns Nabisco, moved their manufacturing from Montreal to the US and Mexico. They left us, we can leave them too. For Canadian-made chocolate chip cookies, try Made Good, Cookie It Up, and The Decadent. Cool Whip seems like a dated product. It had its popularity in the past, but I don't think many buy it in 2025. And shoppers shouldn't. It's made in the USA and sent to Canada. For Canadian options, use whipping cream, which you'll have to mix up yourself, your local dairy's canned whipped cream option, or use ice cream like Chapman's or Island Farms. Snyder's has made pretzels since 1909, but we don't need them. The Campbell Soup Company ships them to Canada. Use your loonies to support Canadian brands like Twig's Craft Pretzels from Calgary, Zwick's Pretzels from Edmonton, and Laid Back Snacks from Vancouver. The most popular lemon juice in Canada is probably ReaLemon. Well, it's made by Keurig Dr. Pepper and imported to Canada. Look for the following lemon juice options at your grocery store: Selection, No Name, and Compliments. Pampers aren't food, but they are essential to many Canadian parents. Unfortunately, Pampers diapers are made in the USA. But the good news is there are Canadian options. Royale from Moncton, New Brunswick, Personnel, and Compliments are widely available substitutes. Are there any American products, groceries or otherwise, that you have been boycotting? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have a moment, please subscribe to my channel. Over 97% of my viewers haven't subscribed. I'd really appreciate it. Snapple is available at most Canadian grocery stores. It's made in the USA and supports no jobs here. Just don't buy it. It can be hard to find a Canadian-made iced tea, but I found Loop iced tea from Quebec, Hitchhiker iced tea from Ontario, and Heritage 77 from Quebec. Healthy Choice frozen meals offer a wide variety of options, but similar to Swanson, they're inspected by the USDA. A better choice than Healthier Choice would be Basilis Best, Strong Roots, or House Brands. Just check the label to ensure they are high quality and made in Canada. Blue Diamond almonds are from Central Valley, California. It's near impossible to grow almonds in Canada, but there are Canadian companies providing options. Instead of Blue Diamond, buy Nature Source, Crispy Kernels, or Royal Nuts. All are available at grocery stores across Canada. Hershey's chocolates used to be made in Canada. In 2008, the company closed their factory in Smith Falls, Ontario. Now all their chocolate comes from the US. Boycott them. Similar companies like Nestle and Cadbury have kept production in Canada. You can even smell the chocolate in the air near their factories on Dundas Street West in Toronto. Coffee Crisp, Dairy Milk, and Brookside Chocolates are all made in Canada. Uncrustables are made by Smuckers and shipped to Canada frozen. Here's the best replacement for them. Buy Canadian bread, buy Canadian jam like Crofters, and buy Canadian peanut butter like Nuts to You. Assemble a sandwich and enjoy. It will be healthier than Uncrustables. Idahoan potatoes are instant mashed potatoes. Canada has so many quality potatoes, it's the one vegetable we have a lot of, that there is no reason to buy these American imports. If you want better mashed potatoes, purchase any whole potato from the grocery store. Almost all of them will be Canadian. Look for prepared mashed potatoes in your grocery store, or buy packaged ones in the quick meals aisle. Skinny Pop is made by Hershey, so you know what that means. It's 100% American made and trucked to us Canucks. For a substitute, try other Canadian popcorn brands. French Can is available at stores across Quebec. Nooch Pop is sold at London Drugs in Western Canada, and Lumberheads is available at Sobeys in Ontario. Gogo Squeez is made for infants and toddlers. The packaging on this seems wasteful and the product expensive for what it is. Oh, and it's also made in the USA. Shop Canadian and buy Love Child, Baby Gourmet, or house brands like Compliments and PC Organics. Smart Water is marketing gone wild. It's water that has no other benefits except for the fact that it's water and everyone needs water. Skip it. It's owned by Coca-Cola and shipped to Canada. If you must buy a bottled water, get Canadian with Eska, Ice River, and Flow. It's no surprise V8 is made by Campbell's. How different is it than soup? But it's also no surprise that Campbell's doesn't make it in Canada. Most of their products aren't. Buy Canadian with the following V8 knockoffs. Selection Vegetable Cocktail, which is available at Super C, Food Basics, and Metro. PC 8 Vegetable Cocktail, available at Shoppers Drug Mart, No Frills, and the Real Canadian Superstore. And Compliments Garden Cocktail, available at Safeway, Sobeys, and Freshco. Pillsbury has a cute mascot that's been around for decades. The problem with the Doughboy is that his company doesn't support Canada in any way. I checked dozens of their products at the grocery store. I couldn't find a single one that is made or prepared in Canada. If a company has a cartoon character mascot, it is most likely made in America and just sent to Canada. Check the labels and you'll see I'm correct. Instead of buying Pillsbury, you can make your own, buy fresh from the grocery store, or support your local bakery. Kozy Shack is an American brand and one of the few rice puddings available on store shelves. Boycott this American option and try Sprague's Rice Pudding, Ambrosia, which is a British brand, or make your own with the Dairy Farmers of Canada recipe. There you have it, 25 products to boycott. This is my third video in my boycott series, and I've captured just about all of the widely available brands that I can. I'd love to be able to delete these videos and have everything go back to normal, but I doubt that will happen for quite a while.
So I think Canada is going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state.
Check out my first 2 videos that spotlight 50 brands to boycott. And if you're looking to save money on groceries, check out the rest of my series. This has been the Price Check Expert. Thanks for watching.